Hey everyone,
Welcome
we're back. Oh, thank you, Melinda. That's so cool. Thanks for the cool intro and everything. Hello. So, super sorry we are a little late. We were having some problem with Switcher Studios, but we got it all figured out.
You did.
And stuff. So, if you missed our earlier presentation, we did hot buttered rum. Yesterday we did butterscotch haystacks.
Yep, we did.
With cornflakes. And now we're making one of my favorites, Oreo truffles. So Oreo truffles came actually when I was working at Bank of America. Someone brought in these little Oreo truffles and I fell in love. And it is literally one of the easiest recipes ever.
So simple.
So if you guys are not sure what's going on, this is our live baking show that you guys have all asked for. We're following comments, so if you have any comments, let us know down below. Make sure they're in caps so we can see it and I can answer it. Mm-hmm. You have me and Sean and Jasmine's over there. She's learning all of our great stuff. Hello. So let me go ahead and everything you'll need to know, the recipe, ingredients, everything is down below. But let's go ahead and show you what you are going to need. So essentially it's pretty easy. You need 1 package of Oreos that can be any flavor, 1 package or 8 ounces of cream cheese, 16 ounces of chocolate, semi-sweet or white based on flavor. So what I mean by that is if you get cake flavor Oreos or original or the lemon or berry, I would probably do white chocolate chips. If you get mint or red velvet or peppermint, I would probably do semi-sweet chips because it just goes better with that flavor. So I'll quickly go over this once again. I'm gonna go ahead and go to our overhead camera here. So we make a lot of these. These are the #1 requested item that we get from people. So once again, we're gonna be making, we might do them all live, I'm not sure, but we need Oreos. Now I always get 2 packages of Oreos because sometimes I like them to be a little bit, sometimes the cream cheese makes them almost too wet. So I have extra on hand. And we will be dunking all of ours in white chocolate. So we also got lemon. We haven't tried lemon. This will be the first year. We've done berry. We've done that. And we couldn't find the peppermint bark. We really wanted to get, they have a flavor this year called peppermint bark, which is my favorite. But that, we are not doing, that's so funny. We are not doing a wardrobe change because we're still the same day. So we're still in our Snoopy. Sean can show you if you missed the first one. Here is our pajama pants. So every year I get themed pajama pants and make shirts. And look at how cute they are. And so I found it. I matched it to this guy. Showed this guy right here. See this? So I made an SVG file of him. And this is what we wore last year, wasn't it? We wore these last year. Yeah.
Yes, this was last year.
This was last year. The year before was Star Wars, and the year before that was Deadpool, which we'll be wearing tomorrow. And then we'll show you on Friday will be our this year, which is Buffalo Plaid, which is super cute. Jazzy's already seen them in the closet, so
yes,
she loved them.
They're so cute.
So let's walk you through how to do this. We'll do a picture-in-picture on this, and we'll walk you through it. These are really easy to make. Please keep in mind, if you decide to do the like chocolate Oreos or really any of them, they're really rich. So that's why I personally, instead of using like chocolate chips, I use Candy Quick because it makes it a little less rich. When you do the white chocolate chips on top of the Oreo, it's really rich and almost too much. And you're gonna wanna almost make them big, but I'm gonna tell you right now, make them small at first. We will have a time where we have to freeze them because when you dip them in chocolate, if you don't freeze them, they fall apart in the chocolate and it's no good. You'll also need either some sort of sprinkles. We got these just at Joann's, however you want to decorate them, or you can just do icing. You don't have to decorate them, but I prefer to just because it makes it a little bit funner.
More
stuff like that. And then of course cream cheese, and it has to be the fat cream cheese. Non-fat will not work.
Nope.
No bueno. All right, guys, so let's get in. Let's see. Lemon is so good. My friends call them crackball. I wish they made an orange Oreo. I know they made a watermelon one for a while. I'm an Oreo fanatic. I don't know how I resisted not eating all of these Oreos because I'm a fanatic. And I have had some flavors that I was not keen on. I personally didn't like the cherry Coke. They had but almost all the other Oreos I like. But Sean loved the watermelon strawberry shortcake. all of those.
Yep.
But I think out of all the seasonal flavors, yours has been the. You love the peppermint bark one?
Yeah, peppermint bark was really good. I enjoyed them.
So let's get going. I'm going to do picture in picture here for you guys, so you guys can see us both here. And Jazzy is going to be helping us, so you'll see.
Put that same pic. Take that one out and put that same one up.
Gotcha. Thank you, love. So I'm going to move us over there. All right, so let's get going. We're going to start with the traditional birthday cake. And you can crush these up yourself and stuff, but we just use our KitchenAid mixer. Now, the original recipe asks for exactly 32 Oreos. And we do 30, but it's up to you, so whatever you want to do. So when I put them in here, I literally just take them like so, and just like Shawnee's changing some stuff on me here. All right, so I literally just take them in my hands and break them up and then put them in. And then you'll let the machine do the rest. I will say do not get double stuff or mega stuff. It makes them too almost wet. You need the cookie part for it to stick together.
The frosting just kind of overdoes it a bit.
Oh, yeah. There you go. And then while she is doing that, I prefer to also chop up my cream cheese into little bricks. So when we actually start mixing this, it makes it a little easier. You can start with one, but what will end up happening is it turns into kind of a clump. I also buy more extra cream cheese. It calls for 8 ounces, but I tend to want it more on the firmer side. If they're too wet, I don't like them. So I like them a little bit not as wet. So I take the cream cheese. This has already been softened. I let it out of the fridge about an hour ago. Makes it a lot easier. And I do little cubes, and then Sean will start the mixer and get that going. And I just add it a cube at a time. Now these were, like I said, something that was added later after the fact, and it was probably the #1 thing people like. This almond roca is like it. That's where the magic's at. So I just do about that size right there, and then I'll bring this up. Before I add it, I do let this kind of chunk down the cookies. Where's our splash guard, Sean?
Here.
Oh. So this is a splash guard that we'll put on so you can see, and then I can turn it up a little bit higher. So it's breaking them up, and you want to break them up pretty good. You don't want big chunks because they'll stay in there. So I would say to crush them up pretty good. Can you smell that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, birthday cake.
I love it. All right, let's take a look at that. So, of course, Oreos are a classic, but birthday cake's flavor is my favorite flavor. I don't even get regular Oreos now. It's always birthday cake.
Very thin.
All right, so that's about good. I would say that's a good starting point right there. So you can see it's not like super, but you have some because the cream cheese will break down still with it. So I am gonna put my splash guard on because it can get a little, and let's go ahead and we're gonna turn it on about that speed, and we're just gonna pop it in there. Go up a speed. And then plop one in. And at this point, we're going to turn it up. And it's really important to scrape down your sides. All right, and since that's basically it, and then you're gonna form them into balls and then do it. We are making a double batch of the birthday cake because they're the #1. So we're just gonna go ahead and add that in there now. So we can go ahead and do that, and then instead of doing it stuff, we are gonna, Jazz is gonna put them in. So we'll break them in and then we'll start it back up again. I usually make mint Oreo cheesecake. Ooh, that sounds so good. Yes, I freeze them before dipping.
Yep.
If not, they fall apart on you.
And then you start getting your white. If you're using white chocolate, you start getting the white chocolate specks.
Yep.
You can't help it no matter what. But
that's what the decorations are kind of for.
Yeah.
This is our first year we're making the mint Oreos. We've done berry. We've done. Oh no, we've done mint before. We've never done the lemon.
Right. Never done lemon.
So I'm excited because I love lemon. All right, so we can go ahead and put our splash guard back on. There we go. Bring that up. And then go ahead and turn it on, Sean.
Go ahead and stop for a minute so we can scrape the sides. And send this off to the Jazzy.
Scrapey, scrape, scrape. Can we still be friends if I don't like Oreos? Yes, you can, but just not as good as friends. So I'm just kidding.
Who doesn't like
Oreos? I made Buckeyes
I
last year. I might make these this year. Someone told me last year what Buckeyes were.
Yeah, I remember somebody talking about
what are Buckeyes?
Is it a peanut butter and chocolate covered?
Those are my absolute. Kroger will always has them on sale in the family pack. I hate Double Omega stuff. I would like to say I hate Double Omega stuff, but Mega Stuff's my favorite.
For the non-flavor kinds.
Yeah, but they are non-flavor, and I do love me some cake. So that looks good. I don't think you need to blend anymore.
Are you sure?
Well, you could if you want to a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. So let's do this. Oh. Now, depending on how you like yours, I always follow this recipe, and I put extra cookies. So the original recipe asks for 32 cookies. I just say a package, and it ends up being 30 cookies. And so it does end up being a little bit more on the creamier side. So now what we're going to do is we are going to be ready to form these into balls. I do not chill it before. I do make them into balls now and then chill them in the balls. So, and we only chill them, I'd say, for maybe 15 minutes, if that. But you are going to want to use like a cookie tray or something. You can use pan spray. I prefer to roll using butter. And the reason why is when people actually bite into the Oreo balls. They'll get a little bit of that buttery taste. But if you want, you can definitely do, I can clean that, Sean. Just throw it in there while we're doing balls and stuff. I appreciate that though. All right, guys, so here is what it should look like. So it should look kind of like that. And what we're gonna do is grab a cookie tray and we're gonna put down tin foil. So I'm gonna move this here. And like I said earlier, I prefer using butter. So I just grab butter and literally put it on like this. And you can use cooking spray, but in my opinion, this just makes it give you that little extra taste. And you do not need it to be super big. You want them to be no bigger than that. Even that's almost too big. But you want them to be about that size. Because remember, you are going to be dipping these in chocolate. So they'll get a little bit more bulkiness on them. We'll start melting the chocolate once we put these in the freezer. All right, so let me help you here, Sean. I'm going to monitor some questions. Let's see. Buckeyes are peanut butter, vanilla, and powdered sugar. Ooh. Mixed, rolled, and then dipped into chocolate. Oh, we do make that. I didn't know they were called Buckeyes. I just call them peanut butter ball balls. Okay, so literally, we make those. We'll be making that this week. Yep, they're peanut butter, powdered sugar.
You butter your fingers?
I just call them kind of a Reese's Pieces ball, kind of almost.
Is that too big?
Yeah, a little bit.
I know, sometimes Facebook is no bueno, huh? 3 parts, 10 parts, 2 parts. Oh, she must be talking about something. I don't use vanilla in my Buckeyes either. So someone asked what that splash guard was. So I'm going to give you guys that link. So we have the KitchenAid mixer, professional series, but I think it can be used with any of them. So ours came with the splash guard, and I thought all of them got that, but maybe not. But I will say, anytime you're doing anything like with powdered sugar or anything, you definitely want it.
Sugar, flour, anything that's fluffy. And
yeah, there is 2 different kinds depending on which one. I'll just share the link and you can see some have a longer chute on them, which is kind of nice.
Ours is a 6 quart, so you got to make sure you have a 6 quart version. There are 5 quarts. As well.
That's so good.
Yeah, so there is the link for that. But yeah, I would agree with Sean. I would say KitchenAid is wonderful on this. Now, you can also, if you were doing the mint, while they're doing those balls, I'll show you this here really quick. If you're doing the mint, we just get candy canes, and literally you can break them up with your hand, or you can take anything to break them up.
Rolling pin.
Yeah, and that way if you do the mint, you can have like actual peppermint on that. Because as soon as you're done, you'll need to put that on there. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. So just to let you know, Betty, when you I chopped cherries and nuts in my peanut butter balls, it blocked your comment. It thought you were being dirty. That is so funny. It's like, you're not putting that on here. Oh my gosh, you guys. So for those of you, I've gotten so many questions today asking me about the Chocateur customer kit. If you have not seen my video, I think I have it linked down below. If not, you can find it on YouTube. They are going super quick. The promotion itself has been really, really popular. So if it's something you're interested in, I would not wait. It is, if you've been on the fence about Chocateur, it is for sure what you want to try out. So, because you get like a exclusive transfer, exclusive board, the paste colors. It is so amazing.
Yeah, those people get those colors before you truly do.
No one gets those colors, but besides the customers who
That's what
buy
I'm saying.
it.
Only they get those
Yeah.
new colors. Eventually, those will come out, but
No, they won't. They said they're exclusive for this kit only.
oh, that's so sad because those are pretty
They're
colors.
beautiful colors, you guys. So I would definitely recommend making these. These are the number one thing. Of course, when I worked at the bank, I would always take my box of goodies. I would try to get it there before Christmas, but sometimes it'd be after Christmas. And these are the ones. And I'm not trying to be gender here, but women love the Oreo truffles. And I had one girl at work. Her name's Vanessa. I love my Vanessa. And she would hide them.
Yes, I wouldn't even get some sometimes.
Because Vanessa was hiding them.
And I don't even like Oreos.
What?
You know this. You accepted me even then.
That needs to be part of our background check. Because anyone who does, have you ever had a lemon Oreo?
Yes.
They're the bomb diggity.
I know, you know this. So that's, I mean, but I like these a lot. It's okay. So.
Yeah, they're good. The cream cheese really adds to it, I think.
It adds.
Ken, there are any flavor Oreos that would not taste good in this recipe? So yeah, in my opinion, there is. So we tried. So Oreo has obviously a ton of flavors, but their staple flavors they have are of course cookies. Let's see. So well, it's I think mint, cookie, or birthday cake, regular. And so, well, there's other ones, but the one we were not wild about, we were really kind of let down on the berry flavor. Now they have one that was,
I haven't known.
they had one that was like a strawberry. That one was good, but the berry, I didn't like it, but it kind of reminded me of like a cordial cherry. Is that what they're called?
Cordials, yeah.
And I'm not a big fan of that, so I didn't like that one. I also didn't like the peanut butter one with this because it was, it was competing with the chocolate and the cream. So I didn't like that. Other than that, every other one we've made has been a huge hit. The number one that everyone always loves though is the birthday cake with white vanilla, not chocolate, but like this candy quick is everyone's favorite. We made it without the birthday cake one time. They're still really good, but there's something about the birthday cake one that just makes it better. It just makes it better.
Better.
Yeah, the mint was good, but you have to be a mint fan. So some people didn't like it because it was too, like my niece said it reminded her of toothpaste, which I could see, which I'm kind of bummed because that's why I really wanted to get the peppermint bark, because the peppermint bark is a little different. What other ones have we tried that we didn't like, Sean? We tried
There's peanut butter. There's a peanut butter.
Yeah, we didn't like that one.
Those weren't too very good.
We tried last year. They had like a hot cocoa, and it wasn't very good. I mean, it was alright. It really wasn't that much different. So yeah, other than that, I think almost all flavors. Let's see. Have you ever melted peppermint candy in spoon molds? I have. They're awesome. So while we eating Gryffindor chess decals today, I started a rewatch of Downton Abbey. Did you guys hear there is a movie coming out? Downton Abbey movie. I'm so excited. All right, I'm going to be right back because my dogs are barking, so I'm going to let them out. I have my mic off, Sean, just to let you know.
Okie dokie. So that means I have to talk, don't I?
Yeah,
oh, no.
Get used to it.
There was a strawberry milkshake. Yeah, I tried that one. It was, it was okay. See, can't wait for the peanut butter ball ones. Yeah, those peanut butter balls are great. What about red velvet? Red velvet works all right because red velvet. Most people don't understand that red velvet. All that is red colored chocolate. It's all really. It's chocolate with red coloring.
But it tastes like red velvet.
If you think there's an actual taste, I guess. Yes, Downton Abbey, a new movie coming out. That is right, Karen. It is. Gryffindor crest decals. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Golden Oreos. I've had them. I don't know. I've never tried them doing it this way in this kind of format, but I guess it would be okay. You know, what are we baking tomorrow? I think tomorrow we're doing.
I don't know.
If we can start early, I would like to start the almond roca.
Oh gosh.
That would be good. Almond roca, it's so simple. It's funny. One of the gals I work with, she says, yeah, she made some okra and she couldn't find her recipe. And I said, I have a 4-item recipe and it works out perfectly. And I told her about water and she said, water? And I'm going, yeah, water. It worked out really well.
Okay. Hi, sweetheart.
Is Candy Quick like the Wilton's Candy Melts? Yeah, pretty much the same thing, Carmen. Yeah, same thing. But I think those are a little more on the expensive side, though. 'Cause it's such a brand name. La, 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 la.
So, fun fact, Sean.
Turn your mic back on? You did?
Yeah, I did. So, fun fact, you want to know what we discovered today?
that?
Riley howls.
Oh, she does.
So when I sing, my voice is so beautiful that the dogs pick up on it. And so Han howls, or he barks, and Riley started doing this whole, "Arr!" It's the cutest thing ever.
Did she really?
It's so cute.
Oh,
It's the
that's
cutest
new.
little howl. And I said the same thing. I was like, that's new. So let's see what other flavors they've had with Oreos. Android Oreo, which was
Android?
Oreo cookie with the Google Android logo on one side and green flavoring, whatever green flavoring is.
Maybe green coloring.
Let's see. Chocolate Oreo. Chocolate Delight Oreo introduced in Indonesia. Strawberry Milkshake.
Yep.
Green Tea Oreo, which was in Japan. Lemon Ice Oreo, which was in Japan. Organic Oreo. I didn't know they made it organic. Ooh, blueberry ice cream Oreo.
Ooh, that might have
That
been
would be good. Let's see here. Yep, orange ice Oreo. Introduced in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand. Golden Oreo,
Yeah, we've had this.
which is basic, yeah.
It's a non-lemon, non-chocolate cookie.
Yeah. Oreo DQ Blizzard Cream, a limited edition Oreo released in April and May of 2010, celebrating the 25th anniversary of Dairy Queen Blizzard. All right, this one could go on the freezer. And like I said, we wanted to set for about 15 minutes. And once we're done rolling the rest, we'll get going on the melting the chocolate. So we want to have that ready. Sean's going to get you another one ready, Jazzy. I'll get it.
Trying to get my hands cooled down.
It's all good.
They're warm. Too warm.
That's so hard to get out.
I know. I don't like this.
I know, it's so hard.
It's because it's not open all the way. That's
Oh.
why.
There you go.
Flip it. Yep, there you go. The dull is the non-stick.
All right. Hi, babies. Okay, so let's see what other... I'm going to check your questions, and then I'm going to see what other questions you guys have. Red Velvet. All right, so let's see what other flavors they have. So they also had a Double Delight Oreo, chocolate cookie with 2 fillings, Cool Mint Cream Oreo, Peanut Butter Oreo, Pure Milk Chocolate Covered Mint Oreos, which we've had, they're good, Banana Split Cream Oreo with a light yellow banana flavoring, Brownie Batter Oreo, Sugar-Free Oreo, Reduced Fat Oreo, no, Chocolate and... what I always mess... Dulce de leche?
Dulce de leche.
De leche?
Dulce de
Oh, wow.
leche.
Okay. Oreo cookies with red cream introduced in 2010 as How to Train Your Draken. Birthday cakes were a limited edition release in July 2012 in order to celebrate Oreo's 100th birthday, made up of vanilla cookie with birthday cake flavoring inside. The cookie and frosted are then dipped in fudge. The regular ones were such a hit, they brought them out as a regular flavor.
Yep.
Candy cane Oreos. Candy corn Oreos, which we were not a big fan of.
Ooh.
Gingerbread Oreo. The American cream was a limited edition. It was 2 golden Oreos with a red and blue colored cream. Berry Oreo creams were made up of chocolate cookies with berry flavoring. Neapolitan Oreo, I was not a big fan of. Prime Berry Cream Oreo was released on June 27th. They consisted of 2 cookies. Let's see here. Where did I say? Oh, Prime. They consisted of 2 cookies in between with a layer of blueberry ice cream filling. Ice cream rainbow sherbet. We had those. They were not very good. Watermelon Oreos were probably one of my favorite Oreos, and I wish they would bring them back. They were so good, the watermelon ones.
Yeah.
Strawberry and creams were good. Banana split. Limeade Oreo. Man, they've had a lot of different Oreos.
I know we haven't seen them all before.
Hot chicken wing Oreo and wasabi Oreo were Oreos first released on August 29, 2018 in China with artificially flavored wasabi and hot wing cream filling.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We're
And
gonna try
chocolate
those.
flavor and chocolate.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse Oreos, they just came out. Peppermint bark is what we had. The Rocky Road wasn't bad. The cherry Coca-Cola, chocolate hazelnut, dark and white chocolate Oreo, mystery Oreo, which was fruity pebbles. It was disgusting. I did not like it. The apple pie Oreos is one of my favorite. Cookie butter Oreo was all right. Waffle and syrup Oreos, limited edition, using golden Oreo cookies with a ring of vanilla and a dollop of maple flavored cream. Firewick Oreos were good. Firewick Oreos had Pop Rocks in them.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, remember those?
Were they good? Did you
What?
They were. They were okay. They popped in your mouth. That was basically it. What's the lineup for tomorrow evening? I don't know. I usually ask Sean what he wants to do. If it is not
If we can start right away,
down.
I wouldn't mind doing the almond roca.
So if we start right away, we will do almond roca, which means I don't have appointments tomorrow, so that means probably 4:30ish.
4:30.
Yeah, 4:30. So we'll do almond roca, but we also will do another recipe tomorrow. So it will probably be an easier recipe. Almond roca is not
It's not
hard.
hard.
It's just time consuming.
Yeah, it's just time consuming.
Because you have to keep boiling it. So we'll probably do that and maybe the
Hey.
Santa surprise cookies.
Off.
So I'll let her. She probably needs to go. You know what? Are you almost okay? I'll be right.
We're getting there.
Come on, guys.
All right, out.
Riley, this is why you have to stay in the pen downstairs. Because you're a bad girl.
Gotta
Come on,
keep washing
go.
your hands.
What's that?
We gotta keep washing our hands
I
because
know.
it gets way too sticky.
Way too icky gicky. The thin Oreos. Yeah, thin are kind of like why. Let's see. Yeah. Thanks, John. Dude, thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely. Thumbs up for the video. The only thing I don't like about doing dipping chocolate, man, I have to sit in one spot and it just kills my back. But we do it.
We do it.
We do it.
So if you guys have a Trader Joe's, go get these because they are amazing. They're called Scandinavian Tidings, and they're really good. They're really good. I love the thin Oreos. They're my favorite.
Everything's your favorite.
They're Oreos, exactly. Did you know a ton of red food coloring triggers migraine, Sean?
What?
Sure does.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Why?
that either.
I now know why.
It's a chemical.
I'm sure it's a chemical. Isn't it always a chemical?
Isn't everything a chemical?
Pretty much.
If you're a Prime member, Thursday is the last day to place an order to get free 2-day Prime shipping.
I've seen 2 days and still take more than 2 days.
I know, life.
All depends on where you are.
Well, sometimes they say, here's the thing you got to be careful with on Prime. It's Prime, but it will say like it's Prime once we get it into stock. So some stuff's like back ordered, and they'll tell you like it's Prime, but once it's in stock, it's Prime.
So you order it not paying attention.
Yep, they'll get ya. They'll get ya one way or another. They're gonna find ya. So, anyways,
They're gonna
you guys definitely need to check out that kit if you have been interested
Maybe next
in.
week.
If you have been interested in Chocateur, it is for sure what you need. So, Sean,
Yes.
let's ask Jazzy some questions. If you guys have a question for Jazzy, please let me know, and let's ask Jazzy a question since
Let's ask Jazzy.
it's Ask
Yay.
Jazzy time.
Okay.
So we
Which
have
means
a
you have
60
to be live
second,
now.
Okay.
Well, but it's a 60-second delay, so
No,
you
it's
have
not,
to.
it's not that much.
It's not.
It's about 30.
There's a
Are
third-
you
between 30 and
sure?
40. Yeah, test it out.
All right, so we're gonna see what questions they have for Jazzy. Why? For those of us who know what that cream is made out of, that's what. LOL. So I didn't know this, but did you know Oreo now is vegan? They used to make the
Cream?
the
What,
cream
frosting?
out of cow lard, but they don't anymore. Now it consists of. They can now be vegan. I think that was introduced in just recently. So Yeah, it's true. Oreos are vegan. They announced it March 6, 2018. See? Now you
That was the
know.
tiniest little guy ever.
Okay, I had more.
All right, so
Scrape the ball.
Rebecca asked, kids, does Jazzy have kids?
The answer is
Yes.
how many?
I have 3.
How old
You're
are
so
they?
funny. You look like you're talking into his boobies.
Oh wait, can you?
Here, you come over here. Here she is. Yeah. How
Oh, wait,
old
I
are
don't
they?
know. I have a 4-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 14-year-old.
Oh, there you
There
go.
you go. All right, so Sean, do you want to go put those in the freezer real quick? And then we'll ask the next question. All right, guys, so let's see. So Sean is going to start doing the chocolate here in a sec. You will love your new Amazon warehouse. I know, I can't wait for our Amazon warehouse.
That means we'll have
The
things
next question is, Jazzy, are you a crafter or a sewer? I think that means sewer.
Sower.
I always say sewer because it is spelled like that, but... Oh, wait, you still need this.
Yes. Okay. I need your mic. Your mic. I need to speak into your boob.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I am neither.
Neither.
Yeah,
Neither.
she did work at Joanne Fabrics.
Yes, I did work at Joanne Fabrics, but I had no idea what I was doing.
You have a
I'm
little
good at
bit.
pretending.
Yeah.
Do you have a hobby or something that you enjoy doing?
I am a runner. I like
you
running.
Do. Yes, you do. You do like
Running
running.
is my thing.
Yes.
With Mr. Han.
Desiree wants to know, where did she get her sweater?
Oh my gosh. Where did I? Oh, I got it at Spencer's. I don't think you would. I don't think you would get this anywhere else, like at the family or you know, it's the season.
It's the season. She looks like she's in her mid-20s.
Oh, stop it!
So
Thank
Ken,
you.
So Ken is your 4th child.
Yes.
So true.
And if you add all my fur babies, I got about 10 kids.
Yeah, because my dogs are. No.
Like Late's White.
It's so funny because my dogs.
Are you doing it in there?
Yeah, you melt it. Oh, we do it in that. It doesn't matter, but they give you this so you can melt it in the microwave.
all right.
But you could do it on the stove. For best results, yeah, you can do it over. It says you can. Just don't overheat it, it says.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it in the microwave or on the stove?
I'd rather do it on the stove because
There
it
you
can
go.
stay constant.
So our dogs,
Excuse me.
obviously if they see people a lot, they'll start learning their names. So now you can tell all my dogs, where's Jazzy? And they all go run and find her. It's so cute. Let's see here. I worked at Joann's as well back in 2013. I was a fabric cutter.
Me too.
Yeah, they were busy today.
Would you believe this is brand new?
All right, guys, so Sean.
It's 2 years old.
Oh, here we go. Him and his brand new. Okay, I'm going to just do no picture-in-picture, and then just bring this on. So Sean is going to start melting.
You can zoom in too.
The chocolate. Okay, so show him first of all what we're using. Now you can use chocolate. The only reason I decide not to use chocolate is it's very rich. Every year we usually use chocolate, but this year we're using vanilla. Plus, chocolate itself can burn really quick, so which is no bueno if it burns too quickly.
So if you weren't here last time, what I have here is an induction stovetop, which I absolutely love. And it's very, very accurate. I told it I want it at 110 degrees and no more. So that'll nicely melt the chocolate without burning it. So it's very, very cute.
He used to have a single one, but we got the double.
Yeah, we had a single one in the beginning. See, it's already starting to melt. Look at that. Yeah.
So I'm zooming in on you on the. Oops. There
I
we
can-
go.
I can move
Zooming
it.
that in.
I can move
No,
it.
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm trying to read these. They're so they're not chocolate?
So these are Candy Quick. So it's not chocolate. This is made for. I personally feel like it still tastes like a vanilla-y hot white chocolate, but they are not. They just melt better. They're made to melt. And this one is where you can, they give you a tray, like you can actually microwave it in the tray and it doesn't take long. And it doesn't burn as easily. So white chocolate burns pretty easily. And when it burns, you can't, we've done that before where that's, now remember this or white chocolate, you can make your dog treats out. So you can take a dog treat, dip it in and give it to your dogs as a little treat.
There's no cocoa.
There's no cocoa and that's what hurts the dogs.
Yep. Where did you and Jazzy meet?
Where did we meet?
So I hired Jazzy when I worked at Washington Trust Bank. She came highly recommended by Vanessa, who I also used to work with at Bank of America. And that was in, do you remember when that was?
2015. Yes. But I do remember meeting you at Joann's. I just don't obviously have a memorable face like yours.
Well, I mean,
in like 2008.
I did go into Joann's a lot. I'm not going to lie.
I know. You were
But that's,
so happy.
And I ended up leaving the bank, and how long after I left did you leave?
Just like 2 months or a month.
Yeah, and so
I know.
when you guys all knew I was looking for an assistant, and she came into mind, and I told Sean, and Sean said,
Sure.
that's the one you need.
That's the one I need.
That's it. She's the winner. Get her.
And no, I don't have an office yet. But
We're working on it.
Close.
They're
So
working
close.
on it.
Oh my gosh, when we went into, I hope you guys can hear me, but when we got into this room, the room that we're going to make an office, it was so packed full of stuff, and now it's almost empty. It's just so close.
So close. We just have to sell some more stuff.
Just a little bit more stuff.
Yeah.
We have been shipping so much stuff, you guys have no idea. Okay, it's going to be a little loud here. Yeah. I guess we really don't even need these ones yet because we're doing the birthday cake ones first. So, all right.
Yeah,
what
we do
else?
the sprinkles once they're right after they come out. Then we do those. Sorry.
Did anyone
this
binge the
part.
new season of Fuller House? I did. I'm still binging it. It's not because I usually would watch that in the mornings when I'd wake up, but Jazzy makes me work now, so it takes me longer to binge stuff.
You do
So
it at night.
mean. I'm just kidding. But nope, we were doing good. We have shipped. You guys would not believe how much we have shipped in Legos and other stuff. It has been insanity.
Yep.
I know. I'm so proud of you.
Yes.
You're gonna have to get
let
more
go.
shipping material soon.
I know.
We don't have enough.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
I know, exactly. So once this is melted, we're going to start doing the dipping of these. Now, some people use a pick. Like, I don't know if I have one anymore. I think we got rid of it.
I don't know. I think it's in here.
Is it? So there is a candy pick by Wilton.
Razor
Oh, it's right
sharp.
there. It's right there. There is also a
Do we have
spoon.
that one?
Yep, I'll get it. It is right here. So you can actually get these at Joann's. There is this, which is the pick. And this you obviously just dip into the ball. And then there's this, which is actually kind of like a 3-prong spatula. Here you go. And it works really good. Or you can always go to Sean's standby, which is you will take two forks.
Yes.
And what he does is he'll get one on here. We'll show you. And then you tap it. And it gets all that excess off. And like I said, you want to make sure they're frozen.
I wish we had a flow.
A flow. Oh,
Chocolate
like
flour.
we had one of those at the party we went and did.
Yes.
I like it when you do hard.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like a chocolate fountain, and it was awesome. It was so cool. You're
So as
good.
you can see, having a nice precise top like the stove top like this, how easy it is to melt something like chocolate. Because if you had an electric or even gas, just trying to keep it at the right temperature without it going over too much. That's right. Even if you guys have a single one, because New Wave makes a single one, it's great to have just to do this.
I think we still have your single one.
We do have our single one.
Yeah.
Actually, Costco sells one. You get a single one, 1800 watts like this is, a pot that goes with it, and one other thing, and it's not really a bad price at all. And they have it at Costco, and it's like, ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
If you have a Costco, go check it out. It's really awesome. Make a great Christmas present.
It would. I feel like we're ready for Christmas.
We're ready.
We're ready. We just need to finish our baking.
Look at that box that came in today.
No, he asked me to. He asked me to.
Because it tells you exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's on the
Oh,
outside.
but you were so good because you asked me to grab it and then I put it away.
You guys hear that? Did you hear that? So I used to spoil my Christmas. Like I used to open my gifts and then like tape them. And Sean would get so mad because he's like, "You're ruining the fun of Christmas."
What you would think with the spirit that he likes to live by.
This is the first year I've been at home during the day. Normally, I wouldn't get home till 6 o'clock, and he would get home at like 4, so he could get all the packages. And so I haven't been looking. And I don't know if you know this tip. If you don't know, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can set up user accounts underneath your Prime. So I set up Sean as a user so he can go and place orders and gifts, and I don't get the alerts or emails saying like, you got something. But it doesn't stop the boxes still from coming. So I got there this morning and I said, Jazzy, there's a big box on the porch. I know I didn't order anything. I bet you that's something from Sean. I said, what name's on it? She says, it says Sean's name. And I said, oh, you got to take it to the back room.
Yep.
Aren't you proud of me?
Very proud of you. Very nice.
So well. I was proud of you.
What do you ship? Anything?
What do I shit?
What does
Ship.
he ship?
Oh, shit.
Don't say that because you're gonna get hit.
We've been shipping Lego, doTERRA, and random. It's mostly Lego. I had a lot of Legos, you guys. We had over $15,000 worth of Legos.
Yes, we
and
did.
I was gonna hold on to them for years and years and years, and then sell them for a profit. But we
big
need that
profits.
room for an office, and so. But it's been a lot
You're
of
still
work.
making a
Like
profit off of them.
you wouldn't think like 10 boxes, but you have to pack it. You have to make sure it's protected, and it's a lot. Like we're sweating by the time.
Oh yeah,
All right.
That's right. What are we doing for Christmas Eve dinner?
I need to post that.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten ready. I don't know. I do not know.
All right, Shawnee. So here's, I wouldn't recommend doing, I'm just showing him this. So don't bring in the whole pan. What you want to do is get another tray ready and bring them in by the
This is not
handfuls.
closed.
Because, explain to them why we only bring in by the handfuls.
When they're sitting out, they start defrosting, and you don't want to do that. We can bring the whole pan and then stick it in my other freezer here if I wanted. And I just take a bowl, bring out 5, do 5, get the next one ready. So this way they stay frozen the whole time. If not, it's kind of sucky when they're thawed out.
How do you color your white chocolate without ruining?
How do you color it?
What do you mean color what?
You can just color it with coloring.
The white
Without
liquid?
ruining it? I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, you just put a drop of food coloring in.
Yeah, you can food color it if you want.
So now I will let you guys know I color code my balls, which sounds dirty. I don't mean for it to be. And what I mean by that is these are the birthday cake. So whatever is going to be your birthday cake, pick out one color because once they're all together, you won't know what's different because if they're all in white, so if someone's like doesn't like mint, you'll be like, oh, the mints have the green speckles or whatever. So we're doing cake, the birthday cake, so we're going to sprinkle them with these.
The multicolor.
Yeah. Now, when you sprinkle them, you have to do it as soon as it comes out because that candy solidifies. So Sean will dip them, and then Jazzy will sprinkle.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'll bring them in little by little.
Nikki, you would have to go to eBay and check out his listings of which ones. We have we have some Star Wars stuff. We have a whole bunch of stuff that we still have, and it'll tell you how much. So they're all different prices.
Well,
they're
only
brand new,
one.
still in the box.
Okay, this is the part that does take the longest. So hunker down, get your coffee, something ready.
I wish these were a little more frozen, but that's
Well,
okay.
they will. They'll get there.
This is the only time you'll ever see me put metal in my pot, but I make sure it doesn't touch.
You love your pot.
I
Oh,
love my-
lasagna for Christmas Eve.
Oh,
So last
that sounds
year,
like it. We should order a lasagna.
so
onion.
Jill says, do you ever add a little bit of oil
Yep.
to chocolate? If we were doing white chocolate, we do. Normally, when we do white chocolate, Sean puts about a teaspoon of Crisco in with it to get it to a thinning material. Because this is made for candy melt, this is it.
Probably
We
already
didn't
has
have
it
to
in
do
it.
that. It already has it in that. But if you're doing it, so this is what Sean's doing, is hitting it with a fork, which works out really good. Do not be obsessed with it being perfect, because that's what the little, you can't see it. Let me get rid of the picture-in-picture here to show you. Jazzy's decorating those in the upper left-hand corner. So don't worry if it doesn't look perfect because it's going to be filled. But this way you kind of had a coating in, or not a color coating, but we know now the sprinkles, the red, white, and green sprinkles are the birthday cake. And like I said, we will end up making pretty much, we'll make pretty close to 100 of these, if not more, because they're that well loved. Like we're making, how many boxes did we say, Sean?
A lot. 13.
Your family's getting a box.
Really?
Stop it. So Jazzy's family gets a box. We're making, I have my list somewhere. We're making like 14 boxes. And everyone wants the Oreo balls, and I usually put 10 in each. So that's 140 of these we have to make. Hence why we're making that. Oh, Sean needs more balls. I'm coming.
Ready for more balls.
And show them how they will break down in the chocolate.
Yeah.
Or the candy melt.
Yeah, if you look, how there's a little brown speckles. That's because it breaks down, but you know that's okay. It's not a big deal. I mean, if these were frozen solid like overnight, it'd be a lot different. Because these are not, they're cold but not totally frozen. So there he goes.
What are you doing, Toby Joe? What are you doing, handsome boy? I think he would be happy as a single dog. He would.
Yeah.
My eBay name is Sean McCoy. It's actually under Sean's name.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because you guys want to know why? You guys are going to laugh. So when I was a first crafter, I wasn't with Cricut in the way of like doing reviews and stuff, but I started selling my linked Cricut cartridges, which is against their policy, and I didn't want to go to jail, so I figured if they caught someone, it would be Sean and he could go to jail. That's love, huh?
That's love.
And Sean was like,
Sean,
okay.
would you go to jail for me?
Sure.
Wow.
I don't think he would. You're a runner. Well, he's not a runner. That's not true. He hates running.
No, I can't.
Whenever I'm like, hey, because Jazzy's, making me walk because she thinks I'm fat.
Whatever.
She does. She is like, Kenny,
you just complain about it.
She's like, Kenny, I need an employer for a long time, and I'm afraid you, like John Candy, you're gonna have a heart attack and die. So we need to walk. And I was like, okay. So then I said, Sean, you need to walk, and I was like, Sean, will you run with me and Jazzy? I don't run. And I was like, well, what about walking? He was like, how long? And I was like, well, we do about 3 miles. Nope. I was like, come on. He's like, it is not enjoyable to me at all.
It's not. I don't like it at all.
You learn to love it. You really do.
Ready for more?
Okay. It is tedious. This is probably the
this
longest
is the tedious
part
of it all. Tedious. And this is where my back starts to hurt. I gotta stretch.
I'm telling you,
Bend.
you're a runner. Your knees would
when
hurt.
I was in the Navy, we had to do every year. I had to do a mile and a half. I barely made that. Barely made it. I could have done. I could do what they call. I could have gone swimming and swam for. I can't do this.
Yeah.
You don't need it?
I can't.
Okay.
My knees can't get underneath it. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
But we had the other one was you had to swim 500 yards or 1,500 yards.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like much, but you're using your entire
tired.
body.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Your entire
I've
arms,
tried
legs,
swimming
everything
and
is like.
I'm over it. I'm so winded, and I feel like I should be pretty fit, but I'm not when it comes to swimming. Oh gosh, it's so hard.
Horrid.
So yeah, that was the thing. So yeah, that's how I met Jazzy, is at the bank. And you guys have to understand, the bank I was at with Washington Trust was a pretty slow bank, but we had a detached drive-through. So basically there was the main branch and then the drive-through itself, because drive-throughs are pretty popular still in Spokane. So it was a detached drive-through. And I, as a manager, or branch manager or leader, whatever you want to call me, I always hired based on personality of the branch, not qualifications. I hired on personality, and then I also wanted to make sure that they passed the most vital question was, if you feel like your manager said something inappropriate, what would you do? And if they said I would report them to HR, they were out. Nope, not hiring them. She passed with flying colors. So I hired her.
That's only because you knew him, didn't you?
At that time at the bank, there was moments in time when you have the perfect team. Like every single person is the perfect team. And I'm telling you this, we had a blast every day at work.
Well, thanks. Just 5.
We so did.
Okay. You get addicted to the endorphins. You do get addicted to endorphins.
Yeah. Nikki, I was stationed in San Diego all 6 years. 4 years on a ship and then 2 years at the submarine base.
Miss Heidi says, how many do you get from a single batch? It varies. So I make mine about medium size. Some people make them smaller or larger. I believe the recipe says you're going to get about 36 out of every batch. So we should get about 70.
Out of a double batch?
Out of single batch. But they're making the balls really, really small. I make them a little bit bigger than that. So Sean could use a footstool to put 1 foot on at a time. Would you like that?
It's in the closet.
I'm on it, Sean.
Thank you. Nice idea. Thank you.
Sean, anything for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, let's see. Mom Varden. Thank you, Mom Varden. Yes, that is true. I need a stool to put my foot on.
So, yeah, that's how I met Jazzy. And I used to always... Here you go, Sean.
Thank you.
Watch out, Tobes is right behind you, too.
Oh.
I used to always kid with Jasmine. I would always tell her, hey, if I ever leave and I need an assistant, will you do it? And she would always be like, oh, yeah. And then I quit in May. We were trying to figure this out earlier.
May
I
or
quit
June?
June.
Oh,
Yeah.
you did June. Oh, you did May.
I quit in June.
And so, yeah, I quit the end of May, and she quit midway through June, and then she took the summer off. Just because we went through a lot of changes at the very end. We got a new branch. It was just different. There was a lot of stuff going on. And then I started kind of interviewing people in about August. I think she started here officially with us in September, like a little bit after my birthday.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So then, and our main goal is hopefully to bring enough revenue in to where this guy, but you want to know what he did? So this is so funny, and I always call him out on this because I'm an open book. He was sitting there one day, and I was like, Sean, do you really want to work full-time at Ken's Kreations? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And he was like, well, what would we do with Jazzy? And I was like, well, what do you mean, what would we do? He's like, well, I mean, does she have another job she can go to? I'm like, I am not getting rid of, I mean, like, I would get rid of you, Sean, before her. Like, we have to make enough income to where we can have both, because she is way too hard of a worker, and I can't boss her around like I can boss you around, Sean. I know I can control Sean. I can't control Jazzy.
No.
I control you.
She does control me.
ASW Rosecrans? Yes.
What's that?
It stands for Anti-Submarine Warfare.
Oh.
I was on a Spruance class destroyer, the John Young DD-973 on base at 32nd Street. And then I did the submarine base for 2 years up at the weapons handling station. But I tell you, we had multi-million-dollar views from our workshop. It was beautiful from up there. Did that for 2, and then I got out. I should have stayed, though.
I feel like everybody says that.
I should have stayed. Just dealt with the BS and did.
Well, Jazzy, your husband was in the military, right?
Yeah, Air Force.
Air Force. I was not. In fact, my mom said if a
dad
draft
was.
happens, you need to run to the Canadian border.
Yeah. Your dad was in the Air Force?
He was in the Air Force. What other, since this is literally the most boring part of this entire process.
Sorry. And we
could end it because really all you're going to do is let it set up. But what other questions? Do you guys have any questions for Jazzy? It's a Ask Ken, Sean, and Jazzy anything.
Anything.
Anything. Belinda says thank you for your service, Sean.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure.
So while you guys are coming up with questions, I am going to just clean really quick.
I did 2 Westpacks or Western Pacific tours to the Middle East. One before the First War and one after the First War. We were in dry dock during the war in Long Beach, so I would say I was actually in Long Beach for about a year.
And dry dock means you were just literally there?
The ship was inside of a dock and there's no water around it, so it's in a dock that's all dry.
Oh.
So we were going through a major overhaul, with new weapons overhaul and all kinds of good stuff. It was nice, but then now my ship now sits at the bottom of the ocean just off of Hawaii.
Oh, that's sad.
It is very sad.
Why is it there?
Because it was decommissioned and then was chosen to be a submarine torpedo target.
Oh,
and they
so they don't just do that with all the boats, like
no,
just put them in?
Most of them sit in the graveyard, what they call a ship graveyard, but ours was chosen.
Where's the ship graveyard?
There's one in Hawaii, and there's also another one up in over in Bremerton.
Really? And
That's actually where it was. That's where it actually was at first, was in Bremerton, and eventually the some ships get chosen by, believe it or not, Gillette buys the ships and takes Gillette
the shaver,
and
Why
takes
would
all
the
that.
shaver do that?
What do you think our razors are made out of? Steel.
Oh,
So our ships are made out of steel,
that makes sense.
and that's a lot of steel.
Yeah.
Let's see. My ex-husband. Okay, so do you want kids? Rebecca, if you're asking about me and Sean, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
I've always wanted kids, and I would love to have my own kid. However, Sean is
Old.
No, I don't mean that. So I will be 100% honest with you guys. So we did foster parenting for
7 years.
7 years. And in that 7 years, and this is going to make me sound horrible, but in that 7 years, I realized how selfish I was and how having the kids not only took Sean away from my attention, but we couldn't do the things we wanted to do. We couldn't do certain stuff. And everyone always says, oh, it's different if it's your kids. But I just really realized that we are dog people. We like the freedom and stuff like that. So now we don't.
And even dogs, we have to, look for a
Yeah.
sitter, blah, blah, blah. And she's right here.
Yeah, she is now our sitter. Do you all volunteer at a local animal shelter or rescue? It's so funny you asked that. We do every once in a while, not on a regular basis. However, we had a great idea with all of our Chocateur. So I do all the Chocateur signs, and normally I erase them when they're done. And someone said, oh, you should sell them. And not that I don't want to sell them, but Sean and I have been very blessed in the past year financially. So it's like, I don't want to sell something to make profit. And someone during a live said, you should sell them and donate them. And I was like, oh my gosh, we could donate it to our Humane Society.
Yes.
So we're going to do a live auction of all my Chocateur that I'm not keeping and sell them. And it will go to our Humane Society.
Yep.
Someone says, I don't know what this means. Do you ever do RIMPAC? RIMPAC?
RIMPAC is the Asian Pacific Rim. We got the rim.
Okay.
They were coming off of RIMPAC when I went to the ship the first time, and I think they did another one once I left. So I never did a RIMPAC then. No.
Okay.
I just did two West packs is all I did. And a few other things, but...
So Vivian asked, Ken, did you ever dream about being self-employed? So it's a funny question. I never dreamt. I started my blog in 2012 with my friend Allie. She's like, you should do a blog. And I was like, okay. And then that, of course, turned into the YouTube channel and stuff. And I never thought about being self-employed. You guys have to understand, I loved working at the bank. I had a perfect team. But towards the end, I would probably say 9 months to me leaving the bank. Sean,
you checked out.
Sean was really concerned about me. I was working full time. I was doing Ken's Creation full time. I was getting sick all the time. I was worn down.
Very much so.
Even my boss did it. So then I started dreaming of it. I never thought it would be a reality. You don't ever think something like that could be a reality, but because of all of you, it became a reality. So I would never go back now. I love it. I've not been around for very long, so how did Ken meet Sean? So let's see here. I'm sorry if it's been asked before, but how did you and Sean meet? So it has been asked and we've told you, but I have no problem. When I graduated in 1999. And so basically I came out to my friends and family right when at that age, and I was, how do I put this in a nice way? I was not excited about the gay culture in Spokane. There was a lot of bad stuff and I just wasn't into it. So I went to a coffee house. I was invited to a party, and at this party, Sean was there. Now, keep in mind, everyone at this party was under 21 except for Sean.
No, there was a couple. There was another one.
There was a couple, and come to find out, it is because Sean was the one that bought the alcohol for the illegal. Bad Sean.
Bad me.
But I met him at that party, and of course, at a party, you get drunk, and we danced, and we may have kissed each other. But then I left because he started kissing other people too. And he, to this day, will defend it as, I was just trying to make them jealous of you. It was this whole thing. But that's how we actually met. And it was good for me because I mean, that was, 18 years ago. So that's how we met.
19
19
years.
So Heidi says, that's not selfish. You're being honest with yourself. My sister-in-law's father was one who helped bring his ship back to Ohio. Big video on YouTube. Oh, that's cool. Selfish would not be admitting that and adopting anyhow. You're not being selfish. I seriously love kids. I love spoiling kids. I love my nieces and nephews. We always had them over on New Year's Eve and would have a big party.
We even have
stuff.
We even have pseudo.
We have what I call pseudo nephews, which are, so basically I was the baby of my family. So, and both of my brothers had their families very young. So when I was in 8th grade, I already had a niece. So by the time now I'm 38, all my nieces and nephews except for one is over the age of 18.
Yeah.
So now my best friend Allie and my other best friend Katie, they have kids, and we essentially look to their kids as nephews. Like, they don't know us as, I mean, we're not blood related,
no,
but you know, they call us Uncle Sean and Uncle Ken. Well, they call me Uncle Candy.
The young ones.
Yeah, call me Candy and stuff. So I love them. I love being around them. I love kids. So, but I also love seeing them leave. So. He was flirting with someone else. It was, okay, so here's the deal. It was bad. So then we go to a second party, and then at this party, he is giving someone else a back massage, to where I said, why are you doing that? And he was like, what? I do that with everyone. I was like, you shouldn't do that now for a couple. He's like, it's not a big deal. And we got into a huge argument about a back massage being intimate or not. And I said, a back massage, unless you're going to a massage therapist, is very intimate in my opinion. You don't just give, maybe friends, but you don't just give, maybe I was overreacting. That does happen a bit sometimes, but I think it was. Can you see comments, or do I have to pay with the little money button? I can see your comments, Madison, but if you are trying to get my attention with a comment, put it in caps. If you put it in caps, I can see your comments.
See it easier.
Yeah, caps make me see it. When was your first date after the dance, and how did that come about? So funny story. So the day of the dance, after he made out with someone else, let's just put that out there. At the very end, I was leaving, and he said, will I see you again? And I said, I don't know, will you? And I was being kind of a jerk because I was mad, right?
And drunk.
He was drunk.
And you.
I was drunk, but I was at the point where I was okay to drive, and it wasn't my smartest decision, okay? And so I was a turd, and he goes, will I see you again? And I said, I tell you what, if you like me and you really said that you're into me, and we're paying attention to our conversation, you know where I work, show up tomorrow at 1 o'clock for lunch, and if not...
I said I couldn't that day, but I could, I think that Saturday.
That Saturday, so I said show up, and I left, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, he's not going to show up. And then, of course, I worked at Kitty Candids. It was a photography place.
Kitty Candids.
And I was like, he's not going to show up. 1 o'clock comes around, no Sean. 1:15, no Sean. And right at 1:30, he comes in, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's him. He showed up. And it was so funny. We went down to the food court and talked, and I bought, we got a Caesar salad, and I split it, which was funny because later on I was like, he was like, I am so glad you bought that Caesar salad. I was like, why? And he was like, I had no money to my name. Sean was not in a good place when I met him.
No.
But I helped you, and now you're in a good place.
Yes, thank you very much.
So, yes, that was that. And so after that, that was a kind of a first date. We officially went on another date a week later at that coffee house we met at, and we made it official that day, and that would have been November 13th was the day.
Is that what we're calling November 13th?
That was November 13th.
Okay.
That's the last of that pan.
Hmm?
That's the last of that pan.
I grew up as a missionary kid and had tons of aunts and uncles. See? Okay, good. You two are my faves. Oh, Madison, that's so sweet. That one, so we're done with that tray?
Yeah.
Is there another tray in there? So we can start working on that tray next.
Yeah, but, yeah.
So literally, once you're done, you're gonna put these in. Now we'll probably add a little oil to this because it's getting a little.
Well, I turned up the heat a little bit
You
just
did?
to hopefully maybe melt it a little more too. So.
Okay. So once we are done, I think because let me see how long this video is, because we're really pretty much done. We'll show you an up close here of how they turned out. You want to bring them up, Shawnee?
Sure.
So this is what they look like. And look at those. They are so good. Okay, so as long as you guys still have questions, I'll keep going. But share your proposal story. Do you want me to take over for a little bit? Are you sure? Yep. Okay. Proposal story. Well, there's two because technically, I proposed to him the first time we went to a restaurant called Luna.
Aww.
I got rings because I was waiting and waiting and waiting for him to propose, and this would have been in 2008,
a long time ago.
Maybe.
I think even before that.
Oh yeah, it was. It was like 2006, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had the rings. I went and bought the rings. It was a big surprise. It was because it was when I worked at Hallmark. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was, you got to remember, in 2006. So people were accepting gay people, but it wasn't as much as it is even today. But I did. I got down on a knee. He said yes. We had rings, and then nothing happened.
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
We didn't do anything, and then he lost his ring.
Well, you lost. Did you lose it, or did I?
I lost the ring, but found it, and then you lost your ring.
Yeah, in a walk.
And so nothing happened. And so the second one was at the cruise, because we've been together. Nice. This will be 19 years this year, coming up 2019, and everyone's like, "Why aren't you married and stuff?" And when you're together that long, you already feel like my family's never treated us like we're not married. Our friends have never. So we've never just really. And weddings are expensive, and I've never been. Anyways, so but everyone else is always worried about it, and the girls on the Chocolate cruise always were given, when are you going to propose? And you just need to do it.
Because they talk too, behind my back. I know they do.
What do you mean?
You guys,
you and the girls would probably talk. I don't know when Sean, you're probably going.
I would never.
Oh my God, yes you would.
How rude.
He's never going to propose to me. I know, I could just see it.
I would never say that. So anyways, so he ended up on that day, he was very nervous because it was in front of a whole ship full of people.
Whole shipload.
And he just got down, and it was very nice. He said, first of all, he thanked Chocolate for a wonderful cruise, and it was so awesome to be part of that first one. He got emotional and started choking up and said, I would not be here without this guy, and I'm so proud of what he's done and accomplished, and so it'd be my pleasure to ask for your hand in marriage. And of course I said yes, and we haven't bought rings yet because we've been too busy, and we haven't set a date yet.
No,
we haven't done anything.
It has to happen.
It will happen. It's just been so busy. Who is the cook in the family? That would be Sean.
I went to culinary school.
What is your favorite meal? Ooh.
Everybody's seen. Well, you and Allie love my cashew chicken.
I do love his cashew chicken. I think my favorite meal, though, my favorite fast food meal would probably be Jimmy John's.
Hold on to that for just a minute. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna.
No, you're fine.
Why are you pushing her back out into the garage?
Because I need to.
Get back out in that garage, woman.
Do not open the door yet. Don't open the door yet. Open the door.
His favorite meal. What's your favorite meal, Sean?
I don't know. I make a lot. I've made quite a few things. We did a lot, obviously, in school and whatnot. But I like things Italian, Asian. Mm-hmm. Come on in.
Come on in, Jazzy.
And stuff like that. I can make anything.
Yeah. The one thing Sean, I will say the one thing Sean doesn't like is repetitive. So when we did Weight Watchers, and we did really well in Weight Watchers, every night we had the exact same meal. We had chicken, broccoli, a salad, and every night we had that meal. So he likes a little bit more variety and spice. So what he's doing now is he's adding a little Crisco, even though it's chocolate, it's candy melt, because bits and pieces of the Oreos in there, and you can see it. Let me bring it up closer so you can see this. So even though our Oreos were frozen, not whole solid, there's little bits and pieces in there. So your stuff will get a little bit thicker. He's getting it to where it's not so thick.
So it's a little thinner out. And
taco salad is also one of my favorites. I love our taco salad.
And it's a messy taco salad. It's not.
So Gabby says you all should get married on 20th anniversary. So funny you bring that up because Sean ruined everything.
That.
So before the proposal, I had gone to Sean and said, how cool would it be if on our 20th anniversary we had basically like a party and had let's celebrate us being together 20 years. And the people that did show up halfway through say, oh, by the way, surprise, we're getting married and have the marriage. And he was like, oh my gosh, I love that idea. And I was like, it'd be surprise pop-up wedding. No one would know about it, not even my best friends. We would literally go to the audience and say, you're my best man, you're my best man. He's like, I love it, I love it. And then he proposed to me, which kind of ruins the whole surprise wedding. What is your best advice for a good relationship, Sean?
A good relationship should be, and always will be, communication.
Which I'm very Sean is...
I'm horrible at, and I know it.
He struggles with it.
But it is truly the best.
I would say the best advice for good relationship, number one, is good communication. The other big thing is having time apart. I think that is very important. I feel like when I have even 3 days away from Sean, you miss that person and you remind yourself what it was. Sean and I did break up for about 4 months in 2013. He went and lived with his dad. I lived at the home here. And after that, he came back and he said, you had no idea how much that showed what life was without you. So I think that is, but I think the biggest thing is respect for each other. Respect of, just of everything and understanding. A lot of our problems in the beginning were trust issues, which was communication. And I think a lot of it was me not respecting that Sean has a past, and that's in the past. I would always bring it up, and we can never move forward. So, but our number one thing, I will say, every person or couple should have it, and it's 100% the reason we're still together is counseling. I am a firm believer, even if you're in a good spot with your marriage, counseling is so beneficial. It taught us the 5 love languages. It taught us about how to deal with stuff. Like, it was instrumental. So definitely see a counselor. They would love your cashew chicken recipe sometime, Sean. Sean, were you and Allie planning the engagement party when you went out that night when Ken did Q&A video by himself? Were you and Allie planning the engagement party when you went out that night when Ken did Q&A video by himself? Where did you go that night?
What night?
There was a night that I had to do a Q&A. Oh, no, he went somewhere else. He went to a party with his friends. That was something else.
When was this?
It was the wedding ceremony thing with Tim and Lara. Like, you did the pre...
Oh, like...
Yeah, and I did a Q&A. Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I love the questions. We'll definitely be back tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're going to try to go by 4:30. We're going to be doing almond roca and possibly something else. I will have all the recipes. Please, please come see us tomorrow. We have so much fun doing this and sharing our traditions with you. These Oreo truffles are probably one of our favorite things, and they're just time-consuming on this end and stuff. So
very time-consuming.
So get some more questions. We'll answer some more questions and everything. So if you guys like it, make sure to like it and share it. And you went to get tea. I don't remember that night, Carmen. You went to go get tea.
Carmen.
Huh.
To get tea.
I don't remember. I'll have to remember that someday. So we will be back tomorrow. Be just looking to this YouTube. I do want to let everyone know my Ken from the car is getting moved from Wednesday to Thursday. Because I have a prior commitment. So if you are a Ken from the Car fan, don't be looking for it tomorrow. Be looking for it Thursday. There is a very specific reason for that. I can't tell you now, but it will be very fun and exciting for all. So be looking for that on Thursday. So we will see you guys tomorrow. Do you have anything else to say, Mr. Sean?
No.
Miss Jazzy.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for joining with us.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. We adore all of you. We had tons of fun. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.